Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to Simply Country Cuisine. I'm Susie. What we're going to make today is honey roasted butternut squash with cranberries and feta. It is a warm dish. I looked up and down the aisles for an entire butternut squash. I wanted to show you one. They're kind of pale and they kind of they're elongated at the top and then they kind of ball out a little bit, but I couldn't find one, and I didn't want to put an acorn squash up here because I'm using butternut squash. But thank you, HEB. My HEB has pre-chopped butternut squash. Peeling and cutting one of those are just real rough and it takes a while. But I'm going to use, the recipe would call for 2 bags, and I'm going to go ahead and use the 2 bags. This would be 1 medium butternut squash, maybe a little bit more, and these are washed and ready to use. So we're going to put these in our bowl, but in the bowl we're going to put in a minced garlic clove, feel free to subscribe, like, and share our videos to be alerted on Wednesday. Comment at the bottom one of your favorite Thanksgiving traditional meals and something that you're brave to try new this year. Okay, so I've got 1 minced garlic clove, a teaspoon of cinnamon. It says olive oil. We're going to use 2 tablespoons, and again, thank you, Christy. We're using this delicious olive oil she brought back from Athens, Greece. A 1/2 teaspoon of salt and about 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. Now we're going to mix this well to coat it. We're just going to coat all of this beautiful squash. Now, I'm sure that in the original recipe, the pieces are cut probably, these are probably 1/2 inch pieces. Probably cut it, you could cut it up to 1 inch piece. Now it will take 25 minutes in the oven. This may not take 25 minutes in the oven because the pieces are smaller. Now the recipe does not call for onion, but I thought when you cook onion, it becomes sweet anyway. And I'm going to take 1/4 of an onion and try to cut my pieces as close to the same size as the squash. And I just want to add a little bit of onion to this. Continue to mix this up to coat these beautiful sweet onions. All right, I'm going to put my squash and onion and my seasoning on my baking sheet. Put it in there. And make sure you spread it out in a single layer. When you're roasting vegetables, try to keep everything at a single layer. It makes them a little bit more crispy. When they're stacked a little bit, they create a moisture, so they get a little soggy then. All right, we have now layered our squash and onions evenly in a single layer in our roasting pan. We're gonna put it in a 400-degree oven, and I'm using the convection part of my oven. I like that it circulates the heat, and I think it crisps a little bit better. The recipe calls for 25 minutes. That I would think would be for the larger pieces of squash and onion. And again, the onion isn't in the recipe, but we're gonna use it in this recipe. Now, you can tell that these are, I checked them, they're fork tender. The onions are tender. Now just sprinkle pecans on top. We're gonna put it back in this 400-degree oven for 5 more minutes. And then we're gonna take it out. We're gonna mix it with the cranberries, the Greek honey, and our feta cheese. So we'll give it 5 more minutes and come back and join us. I'm going to put this in this bowl so I can toss it. I think this will be a nice addition to our Thanksgiving meal this year. And I looked for fresh thyme to garnish the top of it, and they didn't have any of that. But I'm hoping, I suppose you could sprinkle some dried thyme on it. All right, now we have our squash, onions, and pecans together. Now I'm gonna add a half a cup of dried cranberries. It says 2 tablespoons of honey, and I'm gonna use this delicious Greek honey that Christy brought me back. I should have sprayed my spoon with some Pam, but I didn't. That always helps the honey come on. Now we'll stir this up a little bit to get this honey distributed throughout the, oh my goodness. And now I'm going to put a 1/4 cup of feta cheese on top. Oh, how beautiful is that? Isn't that gorgeous? All right, I can't even wait to put it in another dish. I'm just going to take a bite of it right out of this bowl. Mmm. It's so delicious. The butternut squash isn't overly sweet, so the honey gives you a little bit of sweetness, and those cranberries and that feta gives a little bit of a tang there toward the end. Now here's my little trick I was thinking about when I was making this. So you have this left over. What if you made a light balsamic vinaigrette, and you have a little of this left over and poured a little of that on there? Then you have a salad, because everything in here would be in a salad. I think that would be terrific. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try that. So always remember to subscribe, like, and share our videos, and you'll be alerted on Wednesdays when they appear on YouTube. Connect with us on Facebook and Instagram. There's a QR code on there. Just click on it. It'll shoot you right over to the YouTube channel. And remember, we're in a season of Thanksgiving, and we should be thankful all year long, because Christ gives us many, many things to be thankful for, but it enhances a little bit during this season. So we can be thankful for so many, many, many things. Ask Him if there's something special that you forgot to thank Him for. Let Him bring it to your remembrance, and then thank Him for it. I love you, and I know that Jesus loves you more than I do. God bless, and have a beautiful day.